All right, we're talking about some skills here, solving problems that have ratios, rates, and proportions. Less about the concepts here, just solving the problems. So, if we're going to write a ratio as a fraction in simplest form, we need to basically make a fraction. I mean, we could see these little colons here, or the word 2, 24 to 10, but we need to see this as a fraction. So 24 over 10 is our fraction, but it needs to be in simplest form. So what we need to do is simplify this fraction. Okay, figure out what number goes into the top and the bottom. 2 is actually the largest number. So divide top and bottom by 2. We've got 12 over 5. There's really 12 messages for every 5 messages, whatever that situation might be. We don't really know. We don't know what else we're talking about with these messages. All right, find the unit rate with the specified units. Unit rate meaning the fraction is going to have a 1 on the bottom. Miles per gallon. To find that, we need to find how much each is increasing on this table. The gallons are going up by 2 every time. The miles are going up by 31 every time. So we're going to make a fraction, making sure that the miles is on top and the gallons are on the bottom. So that's visually a reversal from the table. No big deal. Just watch out for that. It said miles per gallon, so our fraction has to have miles on the top, even though it was on the bottom of the table. Don't freak out. Not a big deal. So 31 over 2. That's not as helpful for us to know as seeing the fraction with the 1 on the bottom. So we divide top and bottom by 2. We get 15.5 over 1, and you're thinking, what, why, what does he mean? Why does there have to be a 1 on the bottom? Well, nobody really cares how many miles you can get for 2 gallons or 17 gallons or 37.2 gallons. These are random numbers I'm throwing out there. We only care how many miles there are for 1 gallon. You need to know what the unit rate is, or the unit price. If you're going to buy something, you're just going to buy one maybe. In this case, we need to know how many miles for 1 gallon. Done. Not done. 15.5 miles for every 1 gallon. Write it again with the words. Problem 3. Tell whether the ratios form a proportion. Proportion. 2 ratios equal to each other. Does 4 over 7 equal 24 over 35? I don't know. How can we find out? There's a lot of different ways to find out. But on this one, I'm noticing the numerators. A 4, a 24. They go together. How? Wait, what? If we multiply 4 by 6, it would equal 24. Does the same work for the 7 on the bottom? 7 times 6, is that 35? No. That would get us 24 over 42. So 4 over 7 is really the same as 24 over 42. It's not the same as 24 over 35. Not proportional. The ratios do not form a proportion. No. Last problem. Problem 4. Do the 2 rates form a proportion? Similar to the last problem. But now we're looking at some words here. Okay, 25 cars in 5 days, 60 cars in 12 days. Still, just set it up like the last one. Be careful, making sure that you have the same thing on top and on bottom for both situations. So I read it from left to right, like everybody else does, I think. And we see that the cars is talked about before the days, so let's put that on top. 25 over 5. 25 cars every 5 days. Again, I don't know what we're talking about. We don't really know. What 25 cars stolen in 5 days? 25 cars sold in 5 days? Who knows? We don't care that much. Just that the 25 is on the top. 5 is on the bottom. 60 is on the top. 12 is on the bottom. Is this proportional? Slightly different way to get our answer here. Because I'm looking and I'm thinking like 25 doesn't go into 60 evenly. 5 doesn't go into 12 evenly. But we could, thinking back a couple problems, turn these into the unit rates. Oh yeah, because 25 divided by 5, that's a whole number. Yeah. What do we get? We get 5 over 1. Okay. Thinking there. All right, what about the other one? 60 divided by 12. Divide top bottom by 12. We get the same thing. 5 over 1. Wonderful. So yeah, they're proportional. Yes, these rates form a proportion. Those were basically the same fractions. There's a proportional situation. You sold 25 cars in 5 days. Wonderful. But then, as a wonderful car salesman that you are, I guess, in 12 days you sold 60 cars. You're going at the same rate there, basically. That's 5 cars every day. Hopefully you didn't steal 5 cars a day. That would be much worse. Opposite. Negative. Done.